I was asked, how do I create me time when that wasn't modeled for me? Simple answer to the question is write down or type in your phone things that you love to do, things that you've enjoyed doing in the past that perhaps you are doing now or that you have not done in a long time. I would even put things down that may require either more money or more planning, but at least you'll have them down because me time is just a function of saying, I recognize that I matter as much as everything else that I'm doing and everyone else that I'm doing things with, right? So in all of the various roles that I play, husband and father and entrepreneur, friend, son, there are commitments that go with each of those to come visit or to return a call or to send out an email or to come out and facilitate an experience or to work with people on the phone or to support with homework or to pick my sons up from school or drop them off or to make sure that they go out on their social dates and experiences to the Sky Zone, right? Like all of these different things that include, going to the store and getting laundry detergent or washing and folding clothes or making sure that the kitchen is clean. All of these are tasks that sometimes seem like they're outside of ourselves. When the truth is, there are commitments that we're making, and an additional commitment that we can make that perhaps should be or gets to be the foundation of all the other commitments is making sure that we are investing in ourselves. And so me time can look a lot of different ways. For some, it looks like prayer and meditation. For others, it looks like going for a walk. I've made mine as simple as having a cup of coffee, right? Where there is a 90-second window or a 5-minute window where I am just giving to me. Salt baths. Absolutely love them. So, brother, light a candle and put on a headset with meditations that are going on. It is a way for me to create time where I'm putting on my oxygen mask before attempting to honor another commitment or another person. I dropped a car off to get it repaired. So instead of Ubering back home, I walked back. That gave me 50 minutes of me time, right? It didn't take anything out of my day. And in many cases, I find that it enhances my life. It facilitates a feeling of confidence because me time is rooted in self-love and self-care. A lot of times people will share with me that they think me time needs to be a long investment, right? I need 3 hours for me. No, that's great if that's what you choose to create and that you can create. I've had me times where I took half a day off and went to an amusement park. I've also had me times, as I suggested earlier, that was 90 seconds or long enough to do a meditation or long enough to close my eyes. How about a nap, right? Like, naps are me time. So the question is an interesting one because on the surface, it just looks like, well, how do I create it? But the piece that I think is a little tricky or could be tricky or messy even is that end part when I was not shown how. So if that is your experience, my invitation is just take a look at the last part and be mindful of any emotional attachments to the individual or individuals that implies, right? I was not shown how by my parents or my loved ones or my friends or my siblings, right? Because sometimes the things that we get caught up on in the now are connected to some unresolved issue or feeling of hurt or unhealed experience from the past. Well, I don't take care of me now because my mother, my father, right? We're holding on to that and it jacks us up in this moment. So my invitation is just take a look at that. It's great if it is a statement of fact. You're simply speaking what you observed. I observed that I don't create me time today. And I observed that it was never modeled for me. If it is that straightforward, wonderful. But if there's some angst or upset or resentment towards an individual or individuals for not showing you, then you may want to clear that first. And that's just the forgiveness process. I forgive them for not demonstrating it for me. I forgive me for making up that I'm hurt, or I forgive me for holding on to the fact that they never showed me. And then you can end that with, and what I'm committed to is creating one me time moment each week that lasts 90 seconds. Start there. And if it feels like that's too short, trust me, if you start with 90 seconds and then you recognize the reward for that act of self-care or self-love, 90 seconds will grow organically. So remember, the invitation is to simply write down or type into your phone whatever comes to mind that you love, whether it's going for walks or whether it's listening to music or whether it is going to get a massage or if it is riding your bike or if you like roller skating or, you just want to eat ice cream and you haven't had it in a while. Those can be acts of self-care that are rooted in a time set aside for you. And maybe it's a blessing that it wasn't modeled for you because it lets you know that's the skill and the lesson that you have the opportunity to learn in this moment. And only you can teach that to you. I was asked, how do I create me time when it wasn't modeled? Make it up. It's yours. There's no right or wrong to it. Enjoy the journey.